Hi, this is Nikki and welcome to another episode of Black Span. So today I actually want to talk about the fact that black women, Aboriginal women of America should not be feminists. And there shouldn't be any such thing as, the title of this video is Black Women Aren't Feminists, but this is what we're talking about here. And, just to go straight into it, a lot of people say that the feminist movement came about in the 60s or 70s, which isn't true. It actually came about in the 1700s, the 1800s. I've dated it all the way back to the 1700s myself, just in my research. And it started off as a suffrage, It started out as a plea and out of depression and angst from how white women were treated by their men. They were just basically incubators. Even in slavery, we were being treated better than our man, than the white woman was being treated by her man, by her counterpart. So that's why they have a psychological angst to try to get with our men. But anyway, so the feminists start off as a suffrage. They were suffering as women in general, and they actually needed that. They needed to kind of because they were already separate. Don't make no mistake, this wasn't no jovial situation. They were already treated indiscriminately by their men. They couldn't own land, they couldn't have property, they couldn't vote. So they were really suffering as the counterparts to their men in their European culture, So, there are no female, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of female colonizer counterparts, but the people who got the name value and the recognition, for example, were white males. So they were having a problem within their own race, within their own culture, with their man. A lot of people like to say, oh, Sojourner Truth was a feminist because she wrote Ain't I a Woman? Actually, she was writing that as a comparison to okay, well, white women, y'all say you had to help them into a carriage and put dirt on the floor for them a jacket on the floor for them to walk on. Well, hell, y'all don't help me in my carriage. I gave birth to 13 children. Y'all snatched them and sold them motherfuckers. Y'all didn't help me by no means. But ain't I a woman? Y'all say women are this and supposed to be treated like this and this, that, and the third, because they love to have a good trophy. But ain't I a woman too? And I find it odd that, okay, I've had a friend of mine send me a picture. I wish when I get to studio equipment and get me a new computer and stuff, I'm going to start editing and putting these snippets in. But her original title was Ain't I Black Woman? Not a black woman, but Ain't I Black Woman? What was the original title? But it's funny how she wrote it in 1767, and you didn't hear about it till around 1850, 1851. So they had plenty of time to change what that sister wrote. Okay, but she was just saying, she was saying woman is God. She's just saying, well, you came from me. And she meant a black woman. You came from me. Where is Christ without me? Because, he had to come out of somebody's vagina. You know what I mean? So don't take that and say that Sojourner Truth was a feminist and we can date her back to the 1700s. No. But I'm gonna tell you what the feminist movement did. When you fast forward, it was manipulated, and white men thought, okay, well, we could use this as a tool to get these black women and these black families. Because around that same time, remember, we're talking about the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So within those 3 decades was around the time where the feminist movement would start to gain more traction, because they figured out what they could do with it as a political party. Okay, so white women didn't have the right to vote. Okay, I tell you what, they're even being quoted as saying, not they, but certain women are even being quoted as saying is, as long as we get the right to vote before them niggas. Okay, and those are things that you can Google. You can see old news broadcastings and things like that where they say those things. Let's not forget, white women voted for Trump. Okay? So the feminist movement don't have nothing to do with you. Maybe you should call yourself something else. Like I was telling a young lady last night, maybe it should be the Female Male Black Alliance. FMBA. The FMBA. Maybe they should do that. Because you cannot be a feminist. You cannot say, oh, I'm a feminist, and then pick and choose what part of the political party relates to you and say, that's what I am. Because on paper, when you write that shit down, and when you say, this is my political affiliation, you're saying you're politically affiliated with everything and all the ideas that came out of that movement and out of that political party. Okay, so remember, all this stuff started gaining traction within the 3 decades that I previously stated. So let's talk about the fact that we had the civil rights movement. Okay, now the civil rights movement was having so much traction and there were so many successful educated black men to participate in this because they had family. Okay, and family is not being raised or whatever you want to call it. Family is what is the moral obligation that you get towards yourself, towards your community from being raised in a two-parent household. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, Amos Wilson said, the opposite sex relationship is the most important relationship. Oh God, that's even worse. Is the most important relationship when it comes to rearing a child. So think about these households with a boy and a girl. Then you have and they're single parent households. You have a well-rounded son, but then you have a trollop daughter because her father wasn't there. Or if there's a single father, then you have this awesome well-rounded daughter. Then you have this angst of a son with all these mommy issues who don't even want to date black women. So the feminist movement came and decided to give the black woman, which was the majority in that particular demographic at the time, gave the black woman something else to focus on. Because without her strength and her encouragement and what she was there to do, because remember Marcus Garvey said, recruit the woman, recruit the man. That's how come he was able to have so many black people on his team nationwide, from Great Britain to the islands to here in America, because he had the support of the black woman, and the black woman will go home and get her brother, her husband, and her daddy and bring them to the movement. You see what I'm saying? So they had to take the black woman out of the equation. Okay, because not that our men can't think for themselves, is that they need us. And now what the feminist movement did was when it took us away from him, it started making him think he could live without us. And it started making us think we could live without them. That's why you got so many of these men thinking they don't need no black woman. Just like you have so many black women thinking they don't need no black man. That's crazy. That's crazy. The most well-rounded black men I know have a black mother that they know and love, and have a black woman in their corner that they are married to. Okay? These single father black men, these motherfuckers are crazy. Okay? Their priorities are fucked up, and it's all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just standing at the water not drinking, because they need that black woman to say, you know what? Let me filter this water. Drink, baby. You see what I'm saying? So you can't say that you're a feminist, but you pro-black, or you down with your black people and you want to see your brothers and your sisters make it, and you Black Lives Matter and all that other stuff. You cannot have all these different political affiliates that contradict one another. So back to the feminist movement in hand when it came down to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay, I forgot what 3 decades I was talking about. So did I break that? No. Don't say nothing. I didn't break nothing. I just did it. I just hit it kind of hard. Okay, so we talked about the fact that we talked about the fact that it was suffrage. We talked and the origination of it. We talked about the fact that in the civil rights movement they wanted to use that to take the woman away from the civil rights movement, because we were the reason why it was gaining so much traction. You know, because we were doing our due diligence as our counterparts, and we were also going to get more people and bring them in. It was a black woman that sat on that bus and said I wasn't gonna do it. And before before Rosa Parks did it, you had a black pregnant teenager. And was it Alabama or Louisiana? She was somewhere on the bus where that little girl said, I am not finna get up. I should fuck you, white man. I'm not getting up. She was the first to do it, you know, and I need to find her name. I'm going to put it in the description below. But she was the first to do it. She's the one that gave Rosa Parks the idea, or gave Martin Luther King and the Southern Christian Leader Group the idea to say, you know what, we need to do that, but we could do it on a larger scale. And we have a wholesomer image, colorism. We have a wholesomer image to kind of put this through on. So when they took the black woman and took her away from the civil rights struggle and say, you know what, woman, you have your own struggle. Well, back then, women didn't have that type of struggle. Yes, we were dealing with domestic abuse and drug abuse and stuff like that as we progressed into the 60s and 70s because of Vietnam, heroin, Agent Orange, and things like that. Because remember, they've always studied us molecularly, right? Molecularly? Yes, I'm going to stick with that. So they knew that certain alkaloid property drugs would adhere to our melanin and make us inherently addicted and make it hard for us to get clean. So with that knowing that they introduced Agent Orange was as a test ground for certain things, trying to make our men infertile, and then they introduced us to heroin, hashish, and stuff like that to get them addicted. So when they came back from war, they could not create paramilitary groups. They could not cross-train their neighborhoods and teach their children how to take care of themselves. It's disarming the cops, fighting, jujitsu, and all that, whatever, combat, all that stuff you learn while you're in the service. So they had to send them back a portion of the man, But as a black woman, we was getting our men back together, getting them back sober, getting it, you know what I'm saying? But that was derailed because of the fact that we decided to go over here and be feminists. You see what I'm saying? We decide to leave him and not support him and not be with him. But then a lot of black women complain, well, what shit? Why he with a white woman? You know, I'm one of those people that don't agree with interracial relationships. But I could see how mentally tormented our people are and all the fuck shit and all the games that have been played on us culturally. You know, so we have to kind of see the fuck shit too. We can't just keep falling for it. If a white person made the group, stop saying you affiliated with it, because bitch, it ain't for you. Point blank, period. It's not for you. You cannot be part of the LGBT political party. It ain't for you. If that's the case, it wouldn't be an underreported number of black male to female, female to male, transgender people that come up missing and murdered. You know what I mean? Beaten. You know what I'm saying? The LGBT community, political party would be in a fucking uproar, but they not. So whenever we have these political parties that are being made by white people for white people, stop introducing yourself into that. Because like I always tell you guys, they use our strength in numbers. In order to make something numerically pop off, they need us. They have never been the majority. I don't care what Jane, whatever her name is, says. That the bald-headed white butch lady with the, like she has a silver, like, short haircut. It looks like my hair would look if it was permed out. How she was saying that, they were at getting to minus birth rate. They have always been at minus birth rate. There has never been more white people here than black people ever on this land. Don't ever let them convince you and make you say that or none of that shit. That's why they are constantly trying to get us to minus birth rate, where there's more of us dying than being born, so that they can have a chance to regroup. That's why you saw that big thrust of multi-births in the white culture about 5 or 6 years ago, where you had the, like Caden 8, and you had all the Octomom and all them European women having 8 to 12 children at a time. You said they were doing that shit on purpose. They were trying to amp their numbers. They were trying to get other women to do it. But other women want to hop on that bullshit. Nah, nigga, when you if convince me to have 6 motherfucking kids, I don't care how much welfare you give me. I don't want 6 of them motherfuckers. So, and then black people, like the followers they are, they start doing it too. So that it backfired on them, like all of their colonial plans do when it comes to trying to get rid of us or being our genocide or cause our genocide. So, we basically kind of banned this civil rights. Now, we didn't have the right to be a human being here in this country with our man. So why would we even separate and deviate to go try to get women's rights? You ain't got the right to be a woman yet, but you want to get women's rights? That's a little premature, don't you think? You still getting lynched and killed, and your baby still getting cut out your belly and stomped on as a game just to see how long the baby live when we slice it out your motherfucking stomach. But you talking about some women's rights. They're not hosing down these white bitches out there rallying and burning their bras and shit. But they hosing down these black people out here asking for rights. But you want to take your dumb ass over here. And there wasn't no sisterhood between the two. You know what I'm saying? My mama could tell you that. You know what I mean? Ask your parents, ask your grandparents. Talk to your elders in your family and ask them, am I lying? White women and black women were hunky-dory, loving each other and being all cool. They would hold hands to and march and go wash the black off their motherfucking ass because they didn't want to get nigritude. Okay? So you saying that, oh, I'm a black feminist. If you were a feminist, you wouldn't have to say I'm a black feminist. Why you have to separate yourself from feminism? You don't hear white women saying I'm a white feminist. Nah, them hoes just say I'm a feminist. But for some reason, you got to say you're a black feminist. You want to know why? Because you are not allowed in their political party. A feminist is a feminist. A black feminist is a whole nother aspect. You see what I'm saying? Well, they're giving you the illusion of inclusion where you are not included. You will never have a seat at the table. Okay? They needed the right to vote and the right to own land. When black people in general got the right to vote, we all got the right to vote. When white men got the right to vote or creative voting or however you want to word that, they didn't all get that. It was just the white man thing. Okay? When they wanted good sex, they fucked each other. When a black man wanted good sex, he went and got him a black woman. When a white man wanted good sex, he went and got him another white man. Okay, and you can take that back to Greco-Roman days. That's where pedophilia come from. That's why they're trying to normalize it now. You know, that's why we got all these black people saying coming out with these pedophiles saying that, you know, they're gonna start arresting black men by the droves saying they're pedophiles. That viral video of that poor baby sucking that man's penis and all that other shit that's been out there. I'm telling you, they're trying to make us the face of pedophilia. They're trying to make us the face of everything that's wrong within society so that they can say They just trying to normalize it. And we are kind of giving them room to do so. So I am on vacation. So we're going to take me a shot real quick. But I just want us to kind of understand that we are falling for the okie doke, and we don't have to. Okay? We don't have to try to be down with everything that they're down with, you know? So I am drinking Jack Daniels. I do want to go on note and say that I do not support the brand. It's just that I cannot find any Nourish whiskey anywhere. Like Uncle Nourish, y'all got to get on the ball and get this shit out there, because I am dying to buy it. I had stopped drinking for like 2 months because I was like, I'm gonna only drink the black owned whiskey. Well, goddamn it, I can't find it nowhere. I want the bottle. I want to open up my bottle, open up the book, and the bottle be right there. I want that so bad. So I'm like, damn, it's not in Atlanta or in fucking Texas. What the fuck? Okay, so I'm gonna find it though. When I find it, I'm gonna cherish the bottle. I'm gonna cherish the bottle. I'm telling you now, I'm about 2 or 3 of them just so I won't run out. So at one day, I've always put honey in mine. They got the idea from me, I'm telling you. But it's all good. So we cannot keep saying that we are feminists. Okay, I've never said I was a feminist. I'm all about my man, honey. I didn't want to separate. And I damn sure. And you bitches, do you understand that these people were saying that they want to be treated as equal as men? Okay, I can understand a white woman saying she want to be treated like a white man because they are considered the upper echelon of society. They are considered of a higher status. But black woman, you want to be treated like a black man? Bitches, you crazy? You want to get your black ass dragged out the car, shot in your motherfucking head. They get killed by cops more than we do. You honestly want to get treated like a black man? While we was at home cooking and cleaning and taking care of the children and farming the land, the black man was out there walking 10, 15 miles looking for work, getting lynched along the way. Bitch, you want that to be you? You out your rabbit ass mind. You not knowing what you saying, or you not knowing what you asking for. Okay? They want to be treated like their counterpart. They want to be treated like white men, to own land, own property, and own all that stolen shit that they stole when they colonized these lands. They knew what they was asking for. Do you know what you asking for, saying you want to be treated just like a nigga? Newsflash, bitch, you already are. So you don't need the feminist movement to help you do that. Still nigga. Cheers to knowing who you are, knowing who you want to be, and who you subscribe to be, and who you want to be in the future. Because you can't want to be this. Okay, so here's to your future. May it be bright. Here's to Black Span. So any given day, you are going to be treated like a black man anyway. So why join the political feminist party? And then you can't say, oh, I'm a feminist, but I just wanted the right to vote. Okay, but you got that when your man got it. Oh, I just want the right to own land. But you got that when your man got it. Back in my great-grandmother's day, and my grandmother's day, and even a part of my mama's day, because my mom was born in the 50s, the man was buying the property, giving it to the woman because he didn't know if he was going to survive the walk back from the farm when he was sharecropping. So, you know, you just can't associate yourself with that woman because you don't have her plight. You don't have her issues. Okay? Your man has never treated you like an incubator. You've always been treated like a queen. That's probably why all these white women want to be with a black man, because they white men treat them like shit. Like just a bag of bones to hump on and fuck on while they go sneak and fuck their homeboys. Which happens in white society a lot. And they don't tell you about it because, you know, they believe in keeping their business to themselves. Okay? While they trying to make us the face of pedophilia and the face of molestation and the face of homosexuality, they have a lot more of that going on in their community. And we can even take this back to the last 1,000 years. So you've been doing this shit for 1,000 years and all of a sudden I do it the most? That's crazy. You know, we have to kind of think about that. Go ahead and shampoo and stuff, okay? Are you gonna shampoo your hair? Okay, do you want me to trim it and braid, right? Well, give me one. That's a vitamin.
It's prenatal.
I love prenatal vitamins.
Yeah, my friend Lynn said she just started taking them in her hair.
That's my baby cousin, y'all.
Oh no, what the fuck?
You pretty, it's okay. So, Again, so a black woman cannot be a feminist because of what that political party stands for. You can't say, oh, it's 2019 and we changed the meaning. No, bitch, the meaning of feminist did not change. Okay, it remains the same. You just ignorantly claiming that shit and not knowing what exactly you're saying. You're saying that you want to be treated like a man. You want to be treated equal than a man. And we're predating the feminist movement back to the 30s. Back to the 20s, we're predating this stuff back when our men were getting lynched and hung. This is before the civil rights movement even transpired. This is before Jim Crow. This is before, the black code laws and all of their shit. This is during the emancipation process, even though emancipate simply means to change ownership from an individual to the state. So, but we ain't gonna go there. Oh, give me another one.
No. I'm supposed to take one.
Girl, give me 2 vitamins. I eat a lot. Give me a different color though. They taste good too. Thank you. So, we have to be aware of that. So you gotta be careful what you ask for. Okay? Because you just might get it. Okay? So it's like you can't say, this vitamin, ooh, that yellow one real good. I'm gonna steal some more later. Nothing. Then you can't say, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman and I don't need no man. And bitch, well, when? Show me a black woman don't need a beautiful black man in her corner. And then show me a black man don't need a beautiful black woman in his corner. Y'all tripping. Y'all out there striking in the world where you think you can raise your daughter by yourself and bitch you think you can raise your son by yourself. That is this feminist movements created these independent ideologies. Because when a woman left to go march with the white women, you left the man there by himself. So while he was there by himself, he was learning how to get along. Okay? And then the low key, the white woman was going over there being nurturing and all these things that you saying you don't want to be while you over here marching with these butch assholes burning bras and shit. Exchanging your underwire for sports bras and all that shit. See, it was all a mind fuck, a mind trick, because they needed our attraction. Without us, it would have been maybe 10,000 women out there marching at the most. But with us, it was 40, 50,000 women out there marching at any given day. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand where that shit come from. And we talking about when they used to march in Washington and stuff. We're not talking about these little local marches and these little state marches where it would have been only 3,000, 1,000 of them. But with us, we made it 10 or 12,000. So you have to understand that we gave them traction and gave them room. And now, 50 years later, the white hoes online talking about we better than y'all and y'all black men don't want y'all. The Euro Latinas online talking about, oh, we better than y'all don't want y'all. And if you don't believe me, go look for yourself. Cien Santana just said black men treat Latina women better than they do black women. She said that. Was she lying? I think not. But what I'm saying is that you can predicate these on our ignorant political affiliations with these subgroups. You know what I mean? And you cannot be wholeheartedly politically connected to different groups at a time. Oh, I'm for black people. I'm for feminism. I'm for this. I'm for that. You can't be for everything because that just makes you disloyal. I'm wholeheartedly, 100%, unapologetically Aboriginal. I want the rights restored to all of my Aboriginal copper-colored people because we are the true Americans. Even if you look up the 1828 dictionary written by Webster, one of his first dictionaries, an American is defined as a copper-colored individual indigenous to Turtle Island, what all this used to be called back in the day. Okay, you know why I want to move back to Georgia so bad? It's because Georgia was stolen from our people. And when they started giving these Aboriginal indigenous people back their land, they're going to have to give me a piece of this bitch. I'm full-blooded Muskogee. And remember, all this shit was called Virginia back in the day. All on this coast. Look up one of the original maps. Look up the La Carta map. One of them. Carter. You look it up. So again, you cannot be a feminist and be copper at the same time. You are counterproductive to what we're trying to do as a race, and you are inhibiting our connection. If anything, there need to be especially with you millennials, there need to be a black female male alliance where you guys regroup and get to know each other. Okay? This is Black Span. Love you guys. Peace.